What is going on, guys? Predator458 here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to some more Armored Warfare, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Tier 8 Italian main battle tank, the Ariete. Now, I haven't played too many games in this tank, however, I did have some fairly decent ones tonight, and one of them I'm going to show you. As before, we're going to take a look at PvP, followed by PvE. But before we get to that, let's quickly go over the stats and how I've set it up. So we're running Freya as a commander. Crew is only level 2 at the moment. Haven't played too many games, as I said, but it is fully upgraded, as you can see. So let's go over the stats quickly. 594 millimeters of pen, 553 damage, pretty good DPM, decent enough hit points. The armor is pretty good, certainly better than, I think, than like a T90 or something like that, and I think it's fairly comparable to the Challenger 1. Maybe not quite as thick, but you still don't have too many weak spots or anything like that. Max speed, 64.8 kilometers an hour, 6.1 0 to 32 camo. It's a main battle tank. Same comment applies to the view range, only 369, and that's with Freya. I believe if it was like Philip, you get another 40 meters, so that would take it to just over 400. Gun depression, -9 at the front. Pretty much nothing off the rear. Turret reverse is pretty good. Reload time, 7.1, okay. Accuracy, 0.06, and targeting time of 3.07. Targeting time will obviously come down once my gunner trains up a little bit more. As for the retrofits, I've set it up very much the same as I set up my T90 MS. We've gone for chrome barrel lining Mark III for more damage and a 15% improvement to our minimum accuracy. Augmented breech lock for reload time and again 15% improvement to our minimum accuracy. Hull reinforcement, and then I have a mobility slot available, but I don't have anything fitted. Not exactly flush with cash right now. But if you want to know how to penetrate an Ariete, again, I haven't got the most experience at tier 8 and 9 at the moment. But if you have enough pen, 600 or so, or more, you can go through the gunner sight. Alternatively, I imagine that might be one, but as I said, I'm not entirely sure. From the side, you don't really want to shoot at these ERA blocks if you have a chance. One thing I would say is always keep an eye out for this little area here. If they are a bit angled, if they come around a corner, stick their nose out, this spot you can penetrate quite easily, obviously the rear. But yeah, I've actually rather enjoyed this tank in the limited amount of time I have played it. So let's just call this a first look at the Ariete rather than a full-on review, because I'm going to keep playing it, and perhaps I will revisit it at some point and do like a more comprehensive review where I can 100% tell you guys for sure exactly where all the weak spots are. But anyways, that's enough rambling. Let's head into the PvP battle and see how this Italian bad boy gets on. Alright, and welcome to the PvP battle. We are on Reactor, as I said, in the Tier 8 Italian main battle tank, the Ariete. And if you look on the enemy team, they have a failed platoon, they have a Tier 5 Chieftain, and a Tier 6 Stingray, who platooned up with a Challenger 1. Yeah, and this is a Tier 9 game. I mean, there's 2 Tier 9s on our team, 1 on the enemy team, so technically I suppose it's more a Tier 8 game, but still. Tier 5 platooning with a Tier 7. What are you thinking? But anyways, we are going to head down towards the southern end of the map, away from the dam. The dam's not really a lot of fun to go and fight there most of the time, unless you've got a team and teammates with you that are going to push through and wreck the guys on the other side. It just doesn't really work that well. So we're heading this way, and we're coming down along the water side, because if you do head up along the road to my left and come up onto this area that way, you can sometimes get sniped by tank destroyers, sort of in the C4 area, a little bit further to the right of where our M1128 MGS is. And that's happened to me plenty of times, and they get you in the side, and especially with things like the Centauro 120. Enemy's also got an M1128 MGS, and if those things hit you in the side, they're going to hurt. So I decided, it might take a little bit longer to come around the bottom, but it is well worth it. So we're now going to move into this sort of reactor area, into the power plant, and we're going to see what we can find. We can see our Leopard 2A5 did engage, and I think it's an Ariete in town, but we're not terribly worried. But anyways, we've got our first target, an M1 Abrams, who we have spotted. He has obviously spotted us, and there's a Challenger 2 behind him. Slow down a little bit too quickly. I wasn't quite expected to stop quite that fast. Just aiming in on his lower plate. He's taken a shot at our gunner sight, but he just doesn't have the pen to punch through. His lower plate, however, is not a problem for us at all, and we're just going to do it again. Challenger 2 hits us for 210 damage, and there we go, we hit the Abrams again. So he's in a really tough spot. He should have, when he saw me, backed off and gone back towards the Challenger. Instead, he's charged in. And I'm just reversing here because the last thing I need is for him to be able to get onto my side. Take a shot at the Challenger, but, you know, wasn't very hopeful when I fired that. Just thought, may as well try. You never know, you might get lucky. So now we're going to move forward and we're going to push towards this Challenger 2. Just took a big hit from our allied T90. And as we come across the road here, we notice an enemy Ariete reversing and trying to turn in case he is looking at us, but he's not. So we stop the turn, just waited for the gun to aim in, and put a shot into his engine. That is one of the things right now with the Ariete that I'm not a huge fan of, is the aiming time. And it was even worse than the 3 seconds in this battle, because when we get to the results, you'll see that this battle was where my crew ranked up to level 2. So I was still on a level 1 crew in this battle, and that just shows you how little I've played this tank. I think this was my second or third PvE battle. But anyways, we try and take a shot at his gunner's hatch, his driver's hatch, driver's port, whatever you want to call it, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And you're going to see this guy is going to play exceptionally well. He's keeping the barrel of his gun pointed as far down as possible so we can't shoot into the gunner's, I said it again, the driver's hatch. And we don't have to worry too much about his gun, although he is going to get a penetration into us soon. And there, as soon as he can see that we're aiming in, he lowers his gun and he blocks the line of sight. So that's a very, very smart thing for this guy to do. So while he does that, we just keep taking a shot at the Challenger 1 that is behind him, doing some good damage. Mistimed the shot slightly there, and because he was moving forward, our shot hits the armor plating in front of the sight rather than the sight itself. Bit of lag there. I was kind of keeping my fingers crossed and hoping, but no such luck. He gets a penetration into us, 541 damage taken there. Not entirely sure where he penetrated. You see, in game I did try and take a quick look and see if I could figure it out. And again, unfortunately, he's able to drop his gun just in time, but we've got this enemy Ariete, and we're just going to charge straight past him, put a shot into the Ariete, don't even bother aiming in fully, 402 damage, and we get the kill. So now we're just trying to get behind this Challenger, and he's screwed, because if he turns to face me, shot into the back of his turret there, the T90 is going to be able to pummel him. If he doesn't, I'm going to be able to pummel him. So now I'm behind him, and I can just go to work on him, and I'm just going to sit here and not let him go anywhere. And we're just going to put another shot into his engine, and this other Ariete sneaks in and steals the kill. But we did some pretty good damage. Centauro 120 gets a shot into us while we're trying to turn around, and does nearly 700 damage. There he is, spotted, but we just can't quite get aimed in time. Take a shot anyway, but there was a rock and we weren't able to actually lead enough to hit him. There's this poor Chieftain who somehow has managed to stay alive and actually bounced a shot there from the T90. So, well, it was either the T90 or the Ariete, one of the two, but both have very high penetration guns. I think the T90's gun only has 6mm more pen with the top ammo, so how he managed to bounce a shot off the front of a Chieftain, I am not quite sure. One last enemy remaining, or enemy tank. Oh, there we go, the artillery's down. So one tank remaining. There's another Ariete, and he's also screwed. He's got tanks in front, tanks behind, and we're just waiting for it to aim in. We take the shot, but unfortunately, the M1128 MGS's round beats us to it. But anyways, not a bad round at all. First one of the day, 12,124 reputation, 245,000 credits. We did 5,600 damage, 3,179 spotting damage, 4 assists, and then we got Master Gunner and the gold medal. And there you can see in the bottom right that this was when my crew got to level 2. So that was with a level 1 crew. So very new to this little tank. As for the team score, as I said, we came top on reputation, top on damage. I think the top damage on the enemy team was 4,700. Second on our team looks like it was 4,400. So we did significantly more damage than anyone else on our team, including the tier 9s. I mean, the Leopard 2A6 did 3.9, and the T90 MS only managed 2,200. So we did quite well, and I rather enjoyed this tank. So let's head off to the PvE gameplay and see how it does against some AI. Right, so here we are on Operation Banshee. This is one of the PvE missions that I find to be on the more difficult side of things, because there is no triggering the final bot rush if you go into the cap zone. They kind of just always seem to be spawning, especially down the C line in C7, 8, and 9, sort of in the, I guess what you call it, the rail yard area of this map. So we're just trying to take a shot, and we rushed that for some reason. I don't know why the hell I rushed that shot, but I did, and the shot went a little bit high and missed. So fortunately we haven't done any damage yet, but thankfully there will be plenty of enemies to shoot at. Take the shot into the lower front plate of the M8, and we get a pretty decent hit there. And now this battle, I did have my crew at level 2, so the accuracy spread was quite a bit better. And you'll notice when I am fully aimed in, although you won't see it too much in this battle because there's not really that much need to do it unless you're shooting at a MBT that's facing directly towards you. But you know, in those situations you normally just wait a little bit and they will inevitably turn around. But if you do get to see, you know, that's a pretty nice accuracy spread, pretty nice maximum accuracy, and it'll only get better from here. So I'm looking forward to that. So we're going to try here and take a shot into the side, but I didn't have high hopes for that, and he was bouncing around all over the place. And every time I kind of decide that I want to try and move up and get around him and engage him, something else pops up and, you know, get distracted by something shiny. Rushed that shot. Again, I don't really know why I bothered to rush it. And the shell goes high and I think hits his unmanned turret, so we only do like 48 damage. M1A1 shot into his side and we get a pretty nice roll. But now you can see the enemies are really starting to spawn, and there's a lot of them about. Hit into the engine of the, what was that, an M1A1? Or no, M1A2, and we get a nice damage roll and a critical hit there. But now this M1 in front of us, who was making love to the wreckage, he's now becoming a problem. He's kind of starting to dislodge himself, and I think he did manage to get a hit into us. This time we've got a better angle onto his engine deck, and we put a shot through, but only managed to do some damage to his fuel tanks. But we're just going to do it again, and we set him on fire. But of course he's still got plenty of hit points, that's not going to burn him down completely. Just got to wait for the reload. A bit of lag there. Imagine my surprise, I'm aiming in on this guy and then he's disappeared. I was like, what? Where the hell did he go? But it happens and you just got to get used to it. Finish him off for 27 damage. Obviously someone comes to help when we really don't need it. Terminator 2, shot into his side and do some pretty good damage. But, you know, we've been tracked again and we've just repaired it now. But I mean, we were tracked so many times in this match. Just seems to be, you know, a PvE thing, you know, with all the auto cannons firing high explosive at you. Spend so much time repairing your tracks. But anyways, our team seems to have dealt with the first kind of wave of enemies. Just checking the damage numbers, you can see we're not doing too badly, but we're quite far behind the T90 MS. But that's to be expected. He does more alpha damage than us, has more pen than us, and his reload is comparable, possibly even faster. My T90 MS, the reload's down to 6.5 seconds. So shot into bot T90 MS into the lower front plate, get a good hit on him. Now this M1 Abrams has our full attention. We don't even need to aim, he's so close, and we get a pretty decent roll on him. Are we going to be able to reload in time to get this kill? He's bouncing around a little bit, but we, you know, let the gun settle a bit and take the shot and finish him off. T90 MS now on 37 points. I really don't want to waste a shot. And we get tracked again. Got this Leopard 2 who's firing heat, I guess. But we're just going to we're just going to finish him off because that gun is still dangerous, and we don't need him sitting so close to us and potentially doing some serious damage. So we're now going to start moving forward towards our objective, BFM, 394 damage, and we finish the little light tank off, and we're just going to move forward. Now, one thing that I was kind of, I don't want to say disappointed with the Ariete, but everything I had heard was, you know, it was kind of the odd one out in this Western European main battle tank line, because it was, the armor was thinner, so the traded armor for mobility. And while that may be true, it doesn't feel a whole lot better than like the likes of the Challenger. Although the front armor, in my experience so far, pretty much seems to be just as good. And go for the lower front plate of that Terminator 2, but unfortunately because he was turning, our shot misses. But not this time, he stops for us, and we do a fairly low roll, hoping for a little bit more. Just checking our sides to make sure no bots are going to come up on our side there. Shot through between those oil gas containers, whatever they are, and we managed to do some more decent damage to him. Shot into his driver's hatch, 349 is enough to finish him off, and now we've got this BMD-3 who I think tracked us. So we're going to fire and just turn as we do it, and we put a shot through and do some pretty good damage. Lock on, because there's no need to aim these shots ourselves. May as well just auto-lock the target and look around while we finish him off. And there we go, he's down, but we got another Terminator who's now spawned in. Just waiting for the gun to reload, and we'll take another shot as soon as we have a clear line of sight on him. So we haven't taken too much damage so far, 944, and I think most of those have all just been high explosive. As I say that there's a 600 AP penetration from the M8 Thunderbolt who comes around the corner at us. Just waiting on the reload, waiting to see where this guy's going, aiming for the engine deck, shot in, and we pretty much returned the favor. He did 599 to us, we did 596 to him. Just going to finish this guy off now, and there we go. And now we got a Mk coming, and there's some Leopards as well. So we don't want to push out too far too quickly. Want to try and stay back and limit the number of tanks shooting at me to one at a time if possible, especially because I know a lot of Leopards tend to spam high explosive when the bots are controlling them, and obviously that will do damage regardless. So put a shot into his driver's hatch, finish that guy off, but we got another Terminator here who takes a hit from an ally. We rushed the shot again because I wanted to try and get the kill. Didn't know who else was going to shoot at him, and unfortunately it turned out to be a waste. And now we have run out of AP. We put a heat round into his side for 615 damage. I've realized that I'm out of AP, so I use my maintenance kit and refill the ammo stores. Just waiting to see if we can get a pen, but unfortunately it starts turning just as we fire, so it bounces. And I think he's going to pull similar shit again the next time we try. I see him exposing, try and take the shot, and he begins turning the other way immediately. So that was an entire Leopard 2A5 that we did no damage to because he was trolling me a little bit. But you know, bots have to have fun too. So we're just trying to sneak through here, possibly disturbing our tank destroyer's shot a little bit. But you know what, he's blocking. I've still got tanks I want to shoot, still got ammo, and snuck through, no damage done. So no harm, no foul. Shot into the back of the M8 and managed to finish him off. We've done 17,000 damage, so kind of, okay, not great, but not bad. Take a shot into the Terminator 2, 402 damage. I guess it kind of hit the turret section, I guess, because sometimes I've noticed when you go for the driver ports on those Terminator 2s, if you aim a little bit too high up, if your shell hits a little bit too high, it kind of seems to count as the turret, and you do reduce damage. So I think it is, all unmanned up there. So if you want to do full damage, from my experience, you've got to aim a little bit down, and then you'll punch through and do full damage. But anyways, he is about to die, and that is the end of the PvE mission. So let's go and have a look at the results. 6,327 reputation, 73,000 credits, just under 17,500 damage, 13,200 spotting damage. Spot to 20, we got target and teamwork because no one died. Coming third place on the team by reputation, no surprise the T90 MS came first, and I think we were second by damage, but a long way behind the T90 MS, which is, as I said, no surprise. He's got a better reload, possibly, and a considerably higher alpha. But anyways, that is it for this first look at the Tier 8 Ariete, and I do hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a comment down below to stand a chance to win one of the remaining Chieftain Mk 6 codes that I have to give away. When you see this video, I think I still got 20 to give away, so leave a comment and I'll just choose random comments. And you can stand a chance to win one of those Tier 5 premium tanks. But as I said, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button down below and consider subscribing for more World of Warships, Armored Warfare, and a few other things that are thrown to the mix from time to time. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Predator 458 signing off, and I will see you guys next time.